Guys, Higgy Pop here. I'm still in the Cape. I'll be here for another day and a half or so. Then I'll be back at the Hawk's Nest where I belong. I belong there. Anyways, I want to go over a little story time with Higgy. This is Batman War on Crime by Alex Ross and Paul Dini. And what a great story. It's a very quick read. And I just want to go over it with you, man. I don't show Batman enough appreciation because I call him a hog and all that. But that's, I just call it the way it is, man. But let's go over this. And I picked this up for $4. I was at the Sandwich Outdoor Flea Market. And what a hoot. What a hoot. I got to be quiet. Hawk Baby's sleeping, all right? She went for a swim in the pool today. She did great. But try getting a swimsuit on her. It's like putting a scuba suit on a midget. Holy mackerel. But let's go over it. Ready? All right. Batman War on Crime. DC Comics, obviously. Batman War on Crime. Alex Ross and Paul Dini. Here we go. Batman, a grim soul fighting a relentless war on crime. They show Batman his start. The bat crashes through the window. He becomes a chemist, learns how to find clues, trains his body to perfect peak physical strength. His parents get killed in an alley when he's 8 years old, and then he takes an oath by candlelight to fight a war on crime by the power of Greystoke. So here we go. And this is why I love this book. For Bill Finger, the real Batman. You know what? I love it. I love it. It's finally in print. And I just wish they wrote his whole name out, Bill Finger's whole name. I mean, his middle name is an old Yiddish name. Polmy, Bill Polmy Finger. All right, come on now. Okay, here we go. We take place in a graveyard. Why not? And this is how Batman spends his daytimes. As you can see, I don't know if you can see him, but here he is, standing with the statues. Hey, why not? We all have our hobbies. Bruce, I got 2 words for you. Seek help. And what they're showing you here is how Batman is typically just throwing a war on crime in Gotham. He's throwing fear into the hearts of criminals. I mean, look at the detail work of the newsstand and everything. Oh my God, it's so good. And he's just a shadow up above. And people fear him. The criminals do. And you see here, he's fighting all sorts of street level crime. Muggers. He's robberies of convenience stores. He's lassoing this guy's shotgun. He's like, gotcha. I got you, boy. And then all sorts of level crime. All sorts of types of crime. He's just striking fear into the hearts of criminals. And the artwork is, I mean, we're talking drug lords, drug dens. He's got it all. He's stopping kidnappings. He's like, hello, I got my bat flashlight. And here we go. And this is the other side of Batman, which is Bruce Wayne rubbing elbows with the elites. Look at that chandelier. I mean, Hawkwoman just bought a chandelier, and she wants me to stand under it whenever there's an earthquake. I don't know what that means, but here we go. I mean, look at him all slickered up. He's like, egad. He's got a little arm candy. Oh, yeah, he's rubbing elbows. And he's a playboy millionaire, and here he is getting a limo ride to a big-time developer. And they want to have a meeting with old Bruce, all right? And the developer's name is Randall Winters, this Weasley geek, this guy here. And right off the get, Bruce hates him, right? And and he's like, there's this place in Gotham called Bayside, and I want to develop the whole thing. I want to make it look like this. And Bruce instantly goes, well, what about the people that live in Bayside now? And then he goes in Bruce's ear. He's like, yeah, I'm going to grease a couple cops to run them out of there. And Bruce goes, I think I'm going to tear off your head and take a poop down your neck. So Bruce instantly hates him. And then here we go. Bruce is on patrol in Bayside. He wants to get the lay of the land, right? And he goes swooping in, and right away he hears a gunshot and an alarm. Boom, boom. And then he sees a guy running. I'm Batman. And then he's like, he corners the guy in an alley. The guy starts shooting at Batman's shadow, and Batman's like, I knew he would do that. So Batman, he man dances with him a little bit, and then pig ties him up like this. Here, stay there. And then he goes into the convenience store again. Ding, 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 ding. And then, just as I thought, There's two dead people, a woman and a guy. And then he looks down behind the counter and he sees a young boy. And the boy looks up at him. And Batman's like, very familiar. And then he's watching the boy as he gets taken out by the police into the cop car. That boy will be subject to living with the state. And he's outside the police station watching everything. He's watching young Marcus. And that's all he could think of is young Marcus. And it reflects on being young Bruce. And he's like, I have something called feelings. All right. And then Alex Ross takes you through the life in the big city, all the heartbreaks like hospital rooms, death and bereavement, graveyard sites, psychic breaks, jails, prison incarceration, all the happy stuff that go along with Gotham. And now the next scene is Bruce is back at the convenience store the next day. He's doing some surveillance, right? And he sees that the local gangs have tagged the convenience store already. They're taking it over, all the hoods, right? And he's undercover. You think that's a homeless person pushing a carriage? No, it's Bruce pretending to be homeless, pushing a shopping cart. That's like young Higgy. I used to deliver papers out of the shopping cart that I did not steal from IGA. I borrowed it, yes. And here is Bruce doing undercover work again. He's at a local diner pretending to be a trucker. I'll have 2 eggs over easy. And then he knows this woman. She's a criminal of some sort. And she gives him some info. And he's like, I thank you. And now he is got some intel. And he's looking at the convenience store. And he sees it's a big drug den now. And he goes in there. He sees the van. He sees people coming in and out. He sees young people. And then he goes in. He throws some smoke bombs. I'm Batman. He doesn't like that van, apparently, so he smashes that. And all the smoke bombs go. And everyone's down. He got everyone on the ground. He takes them out quick. And then, real quick, he sees young Marcus. He says, though now I see the boy is no stranger to fear. For the second time this week, Marcus stares up at me, terrified, in pain. When he runs, I do not make a move to stop him. Way to go, Batman. Okay, you're saving yourself, saving your cardio. And now we see Batman go back into the Batcave. Hello, sir. Would you like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? No, thank you. And then, but this is great. Look at Alex Ross. He draws Batman with all the scars on his back. Oh, yeah. Isn't that great? He's training. He's like, 1, 2, 1, 2. I mean, look at the bite mark on his forearm. Look at that. Look at this scene. Come on. Alex Ross at his finest. I love it. Look at the scars, man. I mean, that's not from cutting yourself shaving, guys. I'm telling you. And, wakey, young Bruce. He's like, ugh. And Batman, he's been dreaming of young Marcus all night. He's like, I need some sleep. And then he has another meeting with Randall Winters, the geek. And he tells him, he goes, I'm not in on your development plan. And he goes, I'm going to put my money with the people of Bayside. He goes, you're lost, loser. And then Batman says, I will rip out your eyes and use your head as a bowling ball. So we move on. And now it's his job. He learns everything. He's at the Batcave learning everything about Bayside. All the alleyways, all the sewers, all the storefronts, everything. He knows it all. He's a genius. Old Batman. And now he starts by roughing up a mobster at his own giant party. He goes there and he takes out all the mobster's guards. And he roughs the guy up. He's like, hey, you ruined my gabagool. You want some pasta fazool? And then Batman goes, I smell anchovies on your breath. So then he gets some intel from that guy that there's something going down. So Batman, night after night, he's raging war on crime. He's tearing up Bayside, killing all the criminals. Not killing them, you know how he does. And he's roughing up all the drug pushers, stopping muggings. He's getting nuts, night after night. And then he gets intel about this old abandoned paper mill, that they turned into a drug den. And he's like, I'm Batman. So he's staking it out. I'm Batman. And then he goes over, he's like, oh, drugs. Batman no like drugs. Batman going for the kill. So then he does. He goes in there. Now he's man dancing. He's kicking this guy in the face. He kicks that bag of cocaine. And then he's over here. He's disarming that guy. Waboosh, waboosh, waboosh. And then everything, smoke bomb. Then he sees Marcus, right? And then all of a sudden, he hears a click of a hammer of a gun. And then he says, I know who's standing there before I turn around. Marcus's voice shakes as he orders me away. If I go, it will only prove to him the power of the gun. I make the only choice possible. I buy him a Happy Meal. No. He says, Marcus, this isn't you. At least it doesn't have to be. I saw what happened to your parents. I know what you're feeling. A man with a gun once took away people I loved. I never stopped missing them. Never forgot how painful it was to be alone. You can't bring your parents back, but you can break the cycle of violence that took them. Don't be part of it, Marcus. Don't become what killed our families. And then Marcus drops the gun and gives him a big bat hug. All right, I'm back. All right, so the next scene, you see Wayne Enterprises. They're in there, and they reopen the paper mill, and people are getting jobs. People are great. People are happy. Place is bouncing back. And Bruce is like, proud to be an American, at least I know I'm free. And he goes back to Randall Winter's house, the big playboy, and the whole time Bruce is reminiscing about, if my parents didn't get murdered in an alleyway when I was 8 years old, and I didn't train myself to fight a war on crime, I could have became a scum like Randall Winters. But then he tells Randall, he goes, well, I wish you luck on your endeavors. And then he tells Randall, I don't want to take up any more of his time in light of more pressing concerns. And then as he leaves, Commissioner Gordon comes in with the police, and he says, it seems the police have just arrived with questions about cops taking kickbacks from private industry. I excuse myself, wishing Randall good luck with his future endeavors. Ha 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 ha. Good old Batman. I'm Batman. I know I am fighting a war. I can never completely win. But there are small victories that encourage me to keep trying. If I can win back one child, there may be hope for many others. If it starts with one person, and then a neighborhood, then perhaps redemption can spread through an entire city. And finally, back to me. I helped Marcus deal with his pain. It will take him some time, but I know it will eventually leave him. Maybe someday I'll feel I can leave mine behind as well. But for now, I still wait. The end. That's it. Batman. War on Crime. Guys, thanks for joining me for Batman War on Crime. Storytime with Higgy. I'll be back in the Hawk's Nest in a couple days. All right? Read your comics. They make you smart.